Hello my lovely people, so welcome to lesson 1. So we're gonna start the lesson by a little bit to tell you how psychics and how intuition works and how tarot works. So a psychic and being a psychic and being naturally just psychic is different than reading tarot. It's like, for example, when I was a child, I just predicted a lot of things. I can do readings without cards, I can do readings without anything, without tools, right? And it just like things that it's for me personally, I thought everybody can do that, but turned out not everybody can do that. It's like, for example, I predicted my father's death when I was 6. I predicted that I'm gonna be a psychic. I predicted things. I would see visions. I would just panic and tell my mom about it, and it's just like that. And my mom also is intuitive, and my grandma. So I think there's things about like coming naturally, like to some people, like they are very intuitive, or everybody got a skill that they're very intuitive in. This is something also different, so it's kind of like a skill that you kind of have from a past life that you mastered. For some people are like very intuitive in something, being intuitive in one thing, not everything, and some people are just very intuitive, right? And for me, I see things, I see visions, I very aware of my past life visions and stuff like that. Even as a baby, like I just have those things that I cannot explain. I would tell my mom and everybody, and they cannot explain it to me. It's just things that some people, maybe they're different, and I grew up thinking that everybody would feel the same, but then I learned that nobody is like that. But with time, I learned, like by doing readings for everybody, learned that people are different in a way where some people are blocking themselves, and they learn to block themselves a lot and their intuition, even in the past life. But some people are like in past lives, they were like in one thing, they were so focused. Like, for example, they were so focused on reading some part of this thing. So their intuition is naturally in this life. It's just naturally without cards. We're speaking about without cards. Now I'm going to teach you how to read everything and how to be in tune with everything, right? So they are like naturally in this life, they're very intuitive in a way that they use something, a practice, and they're very like intuitive in a certain thing. Like, for example, sexual energy. No one, just this energy they can read. Like they can understand when someone is having sexual energy and they're sick in it. But not reading people emotion and intention in another way. They can read people only when it's like sexual energy. For example, they can understand a person when they're having sex with, and it's not like this is their power. No, this is the thing that it's like they're most connected. That in the past life they were like reading people when they were like this. They were so using their intuition when they slept with people, or they were so focused on this part. It's more complicated, but we're gonna get into that later. So today I'm teaching you that tool, that how to read tarot. Like, this is a tool to use your intuition, how to understand. With time, with the practice, you're gonna be more like knowing your voice and your intuition and how to read and how to listen to spirit. But tarot, making things easy to be able to read, is like to guide you to what your intuition telling you without like getting lost and not knowing where your intuition is, right? And this is why they invented tarot, okay? It's like a series of like, it's just like basically paintings or pictures. But let's say a psychic who's just like me, for example, said how to put a lot of pictures that are gonna be matching everything alive. So then they went like this. They were like, we have the major arcana, the major things, and then we have like how people are functioning and the energy. Those are elements. So I'm putting like all the water signs, for example, in the cup, and I'm putting all the earth signs in the pentacles, and I'm putting all the air signs in the swords, and I'm putting all the fire signs in the wands. It's kind of like how I'm gonna be like defined in energy and how people work and everything by people energy, right? By their zodiac sign. So we got those things, and this is kind of how earth work, and this is how they create the tarot. It's like to make it easy for people who are like not used to use their intuition to start using their intuition, and maybe use those cards to help them to communicate with their spiritual guide, right? And those cards are helping you to communicate with your spiritual guide that maybe you don't know how to hear, you don't know how to listen to, and then you can use your intuition. I was basically like baby steps on like learning how to be a psychic. Or some people are like, they relying so much on the cards for some of them, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like the more you practice it, the more you understand that, oh, my spirit guide want me to know that. It's like you can hear the voice or you can guess it, and then with time you can understand how this guessing is right, okay? And learn to trust it. And with time, when you learn to trust it, to trust your intuition, you're gonna learn that, okay, this voice is my intuition and this voice is not. And then with time you're gonna differentiate. And maybe it's for me different, like I don't, like, let's see, step by step, okay? But with time you're gonna differentiate what's your intuition and what spirit, and maybe with time you're gonna differentiate what kind of spirit is around you and how do they, for example, feel like and look like. And you're gonna understand how and what bad energy around you, what is spirit and what is a dead person or a deceased loved person or a soul. And some psychic you can see on the internet, they still don't differentiate the spiritual guide between like a spirit and a deceased loved one, and I see a lot of people do that. And for me, I'm a different psychic. I like to just listen from spirit, and sometimes if I'm listening from a deceased person, I listen, but also I ask spirit about what they're saying, and I see if there's what they're saying is true, because deceased loved one, they're not really all the time accurate about things, because sometimes they tell you what they want and sometimes they try to mislead you for you to be in the same karma, for them to fix something that they done. Because if you're going to move away from this karma, for example, and this is what people don't understand, then they're gonna have a shitty life. They're not gonna be able to come into your life and fix what they done, because you're moving away, you're letting it go, and then they're gonna be in another life which is worse, and they're not gonna have you in this life stuck in the same karma. So then for some of you, they try to keep you hanging the emotion. So if you don't let go on a person and you don't let go on what they're doing and you don't understand it, then of course you're gonna have another cycle with this person, right? Either like they come in like in your grandchildren, your children, or something like that, or you become the same shit basically with them, and maybe they had a lot of karma with you. So some of them, they try to mislead you, or they see the truth that you don't see basically about your life and who they were in the past life and what they did not do in this lifetime. Some of them, they're not good. Some of them, they're good. Some of them, they just want to come back, because if you cut them totally off your life, if you cut them totally off, or you did not really focus on that, manifesting that, or sometimes they try to make you manifest a wrong person, a wrong relationship, because they know if you are with this person, they're gonna end up coming in your bloodline or something like that. There's like a lot of complication in it, right? But you're gonna learn how to differentiate. And the tarot, the reason why tarot is there is, let's say someone like a very caring psychic like me, or a person is like, I'm gonna create tarot for people to understand the sound of spirit. And maybe you're gonna hear, like when you put like your cards and you're gonna hear your spirit guide, there's a lot of time where you're gonna hear your spirit guides, and you're gonna hear also a deceased loved one or a person that was toxic. And sometimes like you're gonna get confused, and with time you're gonna practice to listen to the truth. And sometimes they're gonna try to mislead you, but it's the tarot is there to make you understand and hear spirit, and instead of hearing all this noise that comes to your ego and past karma and those karmic people. Anyway, so as I said, if you cut those people, those souls, or those energies, it's very beneficial for you to learn to do that, because also this is how voodoo work. Because if we go to voodoo and how it controls people from this energy, the souls, the other stuck souls, the demons, or this low vibration energy, I call it. And if you focus on listening to spirit, then even voodoo would not work on you. Like voodoo does not work on me, because I recognize the voice of it and how it can be misleading, and the voice of spirit. So it's like, to not overwhelm yourself in the beginning, you focus on the tarot, okay? And when you lay this card, you listen to what spirit's trying to tell you, and as much as you can, to disconnect any feelings, any association to anything that you want, anything from your thought, anything that you want, or your assumptions of what this card you want it to be, like to disconnect from yourself. And then you're gonna learn how to listen to spirit, because it's something, it comes from the outside to you. It's not from within in you to your brain. It comes from the outside and through their thought to you about their card, basically. It's like that. It just, your first thing that you see comes to mind, okay? So the first thing that comes to mind without your thought, like even if you saw a stupid shit, like you saw you took a card and then you saw an orange and a banana, like what the fuck is that? Orange and banana? Will you show me orange and banana? Like that, okay? And so with time you're gonna practice and try to, if you have feelings and if you are doing cards, I'm trying to give you any advice before we start. And if you put your cards and then all of a sudden you start feeling this emotional thing to, let's say, a deceased father, a deceased grandma, cousin, they come to your mind, and the feelings of them, not like they come only into your mind, you have the feelings of them, like something similar, like a memory, kind of a feeling of like a memory, they were together, the same feeling. Try to disconnect from that. Try to not listen to that. Try to listen to spirit, because most of the time they try, as I said, they come back to fix their karma, or they want to make you stuck in the same bullshit. And sometimes they would tell you the right thing, and other times they will tell you things because they really want to kind of like get in your soft side, and they care about you, and then they mislead you to take decisions that they're gonna end up being beneficial for them to come in and fix their karma, and instead of fixing it the hard way, where you're gonna move and go to your life, and then they're not gonna be able to fix it. They're gonna have more karma and realize on who they are in the next life or something like that. Anyway, let's start. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the major. I decided the major arcanas. Then we're gonna start with the elements. Okay. Let me drink more coffee. So this video gonna be long, I'm guessing. That's why I recorded it, even though there's this annoying sound is like in the background, because the microphone is like eliminate this sound from the roof. I don't know, have this heater thingy which is annoying. Anyway, so I'm gonna try as much as I can to explain it in not a very confusing way, because in a way that I would do my reading, because I know those guides that you read is like reverse is like that. It's like basically told you good and bad about a card, and you're like, what the fuck? I don't like to read reverse, but if you feel like this is your way and it's making it easy for you, or it's easier for you, then go ahead, okay? Let's use first 5. Then go ahead, because sometimes reverse are easier for you to know if it's negative or positive. So if you feel like you want to read reversed card, go ahead and read reverse card. Like, it's fine, you can read reverse card, because like if the card came reversed, then it means that it's the opposite meaning of the card. And if it came like upright, for me, I put the card and I just read the meaning. As I said, like for me, I don't like card, I can do it without. So when I look at the card, it comes to me if it's like a negative or a positive thing, okay? So feel free to read it reverse, or as you see a lot of psychic are reading it like upright, but they see in the meaning of it, whether it's bad or negative. Let me just fix the table so you would not get distracted by the other cards. So we're gonna speak about the meaning. So try to take maybe 5 cards a day, or I don't know, as much as you feel like you can memorize. So we got the World, which is always represent a new beginning, okay? A new beginning. So it depends on the topic of the question and what you're asking. So it could be a new beginning in love, it could be asking about career, it could be whatever the question or whatever the energy is associated, and the story of the energy, or whatever your question, or what is the title, or what reading that you're reading. Of course, it's gonna be very relating to that. So also depends on the other cards that with it. So first of all, we're gonna know the meaning, and then we're gonna know how to know if it comes with another card. As you can see, like I'm a different psychic. First of all, I'm gonna teach you how to read it the original way, how people read it and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna be like taking you to a different way of me, how I read it, because as you can see, like a lot of my daily readings, I just use one card like in any topic, I use just one card sometimes. So the World is like a new beginning here, and it's like for some people represent pregnancy, or represent something in you. So the World is like something big, but also it's like a beginning, okay? And it's like a rebirth also. It can be a rebirth. I know it's not a rebirth, but it can be like something, a new beginning that is happening for you. It's like a new start. It's kind of like a new start in a new universe, or a new start in something new, or there's something gonna happen that gonna lead you to have a new life or a new thing. It's kind of like you can see the world. It's kind of like a pregnancy or something that gonna change your life, or gonna change your atmosphere, or change. It's like the world, it's just gonna change. It's like, for example, when you look at, oh sorry, I flipped it. I thought the camera's flipped. When you look at the world and you think about, oh, I got the world, you got the world card, you got it. It's like the universe is giving you the world, okay? So it's giving you like a new earth, or a new beginning, or a new, it's kind of like a new era, yeah, right? That's why they call it like a new beginning, or a new something is rebirthing, or it's like a child will change your life. It's like the world, you have in the world like a new beginning, or something. Atmosphere is changing totally. It could be also a travel. That's why people say a travel, because it's changing of atmosphere. It's like the universe is giving you it. We see an energy, right? We're reading energy. Remember, the universe is giving you the world energy. I mean, like, what does it mean if the world energy is entering my life? I mean, a new world, if it's a new world energy entering my life, like, and it means that everything can change. But what exactly can change? Is it a baby? This is where you need to listen to your intuition. Is it like a new atmosphere? Is it a change of office around me? Is it a change of job, a relocation, a new beginning in love? Does it mean a breakup? That because I have the word, I mean a totally new person, a new beginning in love. Sometimes it means like when you get it and you get another card, it means that you might have a new beginning somewhere else, or there's something else better, right? There's the world energy here. So then we got the strength card, which is always the strength card, like, and also you need to know in tarot a lot of the cards are represented. Also, this is the major arcanas are like major, they're not like sword and wands and those zodiacs energy, but they can represent some zodiacs. So we got the strength card here, and the strength most of the time is associated to Leo, so associated to Leo, I cannot speak, to Leo. So Leo energy, you can see like Leo energy, sometimes the shadow of a Leo, and sometimes the positive of that Leo zodiac sign, right? But the strength that is, as you see, is a strength. It's having a strength. Basically, it's what the cards say. But most of the time, this card comes and I noticed that it comes also wrestling your ego, because like the Leos always have like this ego of showing something, or sometimes they're in the shadow. So wrestling your ego, wrestling something, or basically it can be also you intimidated someone's ego, like you kind of like you stop someone's ego. If it comes with other card, like something about ego, kind of speak about ego, kind of speak about a strength of like you need to have a strength to wrestle your ego, kind of speak about your ego or strength, or also speaks about, as I said, a fire sign. It could be speaking about fire energy, could be speaking about, it's like when you look at it, you most of the time you would associate it to a Leo zodiac sign, but it's also the strength. But most of the time it's about ego. But you need to understand what kind of ego. Is it in a good way? Is it in a bad way? Is it strength to wrestle your inner demon? Is it that you're very showy? If you're asking about like physical things, this person likes that you're very showy and confident of who you are, like a Leo. Or do they think that like you're humble or anything associated to that ego? Do they think I'm in a good way or in a bad way? That's why I said some people read it reverse or positive or upright. So yeah, this is how I read it, I would say. But it's also dependent on the topic. So I would recommend for you to read it, this card, like as a beginner. I'm not gonna like overwhelm you with a lot of things. To read it look at it as a Leo zodiac sign, as a person. You can look at it also as a strength and as an ego thing associated to an ego, whether it's good or bad, as something like someone who likes to show up like a Leo, or like to get attention. So you can see it in a good or positive way, okay, or negative way. We got the lovers. The lovers, most of the time they're associated with Geminis, okay? They're basically lovers, but most of the time this card comes and speaks about love, yeah, but most of the time also comes about Gemini. So it speaks about Geminis also if it's like about someone hiding something, or someone not thinking, like hiding another basically face. But Geminis are not really hiding another face, but they kind of have a different opinion that they're not sharing, right? And maybe you're not seeing like they can't hold this part of them aside, they're not sharing it with everybody. So it can be like that. It can be that they feel like very connected to you, but it can be toxic, or it can be they feel some kind of chemistry to you, and it can be in a positive way. So they're very connected to each other. And here when it comes to the question, also I want you to do that, because when it comes to the question and you're asking a question and you put in a lot of cards, you can look at the card and every time you would see something, right? So I want you to look at the card, and this time, like when you ask the question, like see what got your eyes and what did you see. So every time you see something different in the card, or what like this time you look at the picture and you're like, you instead of seeing two lovers, you saw two people like being toxically bound to each other. Like, or every time you look at the picture, you may notice like fire. I did not notice this fire in this way. I did not notice the fire is burning this angel like wings, or something like that. You would notice something different. So I want you to pick up whatever first thing comes to your mind when you look at it, like the first thing, without you overthinking it. Okay, so every time the lovers, like you can read the lovers, but you can see something different, and you would know what kind of story that card tells you, right? So this is about the lovers. So it's anything about love, but sometimes it can be toxic, sometimes it can be different, they can be in different beige, they can be hide and secret, they can be sometimes speaks about karmic relationship, or people are like very attached to each other in a way that they cannot break free. It can speaks about like feeling like they need to learn a lesson with each other, this angel's putting them together. Can speak about it in a positive way, okay? Also, but it's always, to me, this comes about like the lovers, like to me, without overwhelming you, the lovers comes to speak about a bound. What kind of bound, what kind of relationship is that? It's not saying like those people are in love or something. It can't say the lovers, they're in love. No, for me it's different. Like it can have different cards and it can represent those people are in love, and it can speak about that if you're looking at one card. But as a beginner, of course, you're gonna lay a lot of cards. The lovers can speak about what kind of relationship what's going on in the relationship, what kind of connection is that, right? And every time you're going to look at this card, you're going to look at something different, okay? This is how I'm going to be translating it for you, and you can look at it in a different way every time. You can look at it as they're bound to each other, or they need to work. Every time I look at the lovers, I see something is still not established as a big relationship. Maybe it's a relationship and they're bound to each other. If it's a question about like they're married and stuff like that, they'd be like, they feel like they're very bound to you, they feel like they understand you, they feel like they cannot really escape this relationship. They're with you, and it's like in a routine, and they're loving this routine. For some of you, for others of you, it could be like that. So I'm reading, like for example, like for some people, like you can, if it's a different case of people that you're reading about them, and it can represent love, yeah, but it can represent also something that two people are trying to understand each other, trying to understand this chemistry, or they're bound to each other. Sometimes it can be like they still don't understand each other, and sometimes they understand each other, right? So it speaks about the relationship. So you need to, when you ask a question, you need to look at a card and see what you exactly see in this time. The moon, it always speaks about secrets, right? And always speak about hidden secrets, hidden things, and like anything about secrets, the moon speaks about. And what does it represent? I think it represents Cancer sign. They always say Cancer, but I always notice that this here, it looks like a Scorpio. I think also it's a Scorpio, but the moon is like a water sign, I would say, like a water sign, a hidden sign. So you might associate the moon with hidden things, but for me, it gives me, like when I read it as psychic, give me Cancer and Scorpio also energy, that something like a hidden emotion. For sometimes it means like depression, right? For me, like to read it like something moon is like hidden, okay? Also can represent whatever moon energy that gives you this reality, or this you sitting in your feelings and you don't know how to feel about those feelings, or you don't know how to feel about those feelings that you present inside you. Or you know how like a moon energy might, like for psychic, maybe sometimes it brings some kind of energy like a full moon or something like that, where you remember something, or you just remember that there's something toxic about something in your life, and you just in the moon you're starting to realize, but you don't know how you're realizing something, but you still didn't fully came with a conclusion on how you want to deal with it. You still like realizing, it's like you're going deep, like you're going to be like, wait, hold on, I'm thinking about what happened that time. And then you feel your feelings, and then the next day after the moon, if you realize what you saw on the moon, maybe you're gonna come out and speak about it. And maybe sometime you're gonna be like, I'm gonna let it go. And maybe sometimes you're gonna be like, you know what, I just realized something, I'm gonna cut everybody in this, like I'm just starting now fresh, I'm gonna cut a lot of people. Sometimes the moon highlight like trauma, highlight friendship, or highlight that relationship that you don't like, or highlight memories that you just drown in your feelings, and you don't know why this moon is making you drown in your feelings and remember in your past or childhood, and people hurt you in the past, and you'll be like, when you go down memory lane, basically you'll realize that, hold on, I just realized that all of this happened, but why am I holding it with me? I want to cut it. Maybe sometimes it's like this hidden thing, like where you're like, you have those feelings and you did not speak about it with this person, or you just remember those feelings and then you realize that this person is not the right person, and maybe you want to cut this person. And maybe you hide in those feelings a secret, like the trauma or what you feel toward this person, or your insecurities even, a secret from this person. So also about emotions and feelings and things that very deep. It could be like you're hiding from a person, or sometimes speaks about secret, but it's more speaks about, to me, about feelings, that very deep feelings of like you want to address it but you don't know how to address it, something like that. Okay, so every time I look at a card, of course, you're gonna look at things differently. Also, you can notice the separation here. It could be like separations of like two people, they waiting for each other, or you waiting for the right person to meet you, or you're looking for the right fit and you still you don't know where is it, or there's something about like that. So every time you're gonna look at the picture, you're gonna look at something different, right? And if you notice that those two lines, they look the same. Two people living the same, but they don't see each other. So it could be like you feel like something is missing inside you, right? It's also about something missing, a secret, something like that. So we got the judgment cards. Of course, people always see the judgment, they're like, judgment day. It's like judgment day is like a rebirth. It's a karma. It's like a rebirth of something, things coming back, truth coming like from whatever the dead, like secrets coming up. It's exactly what the judgment says. So it's like that. But most of the time when you see the judgment, it speaks about karma, bad karma. It speaks about consequences. To me, like when I see the judgment, consequences, karma, it speaks about this relationship could be karmic. It speaks about like look what you're manifesting. It can be a red flag as well. It can be also a positive thing, as like if you're asking about something, it's like this person gonna get karma, or it could be it's like you see the judgment can be a rebirth. It can be like you're gonna get something better, or this person gonna understand what they done to you, or you're gonna understand something. Or for others of you, it can be like finally things are gonna be balanced to you, like it's your time for you to get fair things or stuff like that. Okay, so exactly. And every time I look at a card, before, like whatever, regardless of the meaning of the card, every time I look at a card, whatever the question that you ask, you're gonna see things differently, right? And I want you to let the card show you a movie inside the card. Even though it's cards like painting, it's like just certain things. Every time you ask a question, you can see something like is highlighted, right? That's what I want to speak to you about. So we finished 5 cards, right? I'm gonna put them here on the side. I'm gonna do the other 5. I'm gonna lay. I'm gonna try to finish the major today. I drink my coffee. Yes, those lessons gonna be like lesson 1, 2, 3, and 4. Five cards. So we got the Hangman. The Hangman is always like, if you you don't know tarot, you did not read tarot a lot, also someone is like in the hangman mood position. It's like you hear it, it's like this person's taking time out. Literally, this person is in a timeout and trying to look at things differently. You can see like this person is hanged upside down. They're trying to look at things differently, or sometimes they just still not looking at things differently. They're just taking a timeout. They're relaxing. They just don't want to talk. They want to break. And sometimes it means also an arrogant person, a person who doesn't want to see things for what they are, right? Literally, they hanged, but they're taking a break, maybe they're ignoring you, maybe they're ghosting you also if you're asking about someone like that, and they're trying to look at things differently. It could be positive, it could be negative. As I said, for some of you, if you want to read like reverse card, then if they get reversed, or if you want to read them like this and you can see the meaning, some psychic read it like this, and some wait for the card to be reversed for the negative meaning they say of it, and when they upright is the positive. But you can look at it this way. So I feel like the Hangman is like, this person is like taking a time out, trying to look at things differently. For some of you, it's like an arrogant person, as I said, because you can look like, if you like, for some of you, when I say it's like different stories for each person, like it could be whatever question that you're asking about, could be you're asking a question, and in this case you look at the Hangman a different way. As I said, like the first thing I said, like when you look at the card, I want you to let the card speak to you, and every time you're gonna see something. So this time maybe you're like very focused on this person's shoe or something like that, or like their head. So it could be someone ignorant, like they are refusing to see things except like the way that they want to see things. They don't, like, they ignore you, they don't want to listen or something like that. Could be like they're taking break because they want time for themselves, literally, or they want time for themselves because they think that they feel something is wrong and they want to take time to realize what's going wrong. Exactly like that. Okay, let's leave it here. We got the Hermit. The Hermit is like kind of similar to the Hangman, and I'm very happy that they came together, because the Hermit is someone literally taking a time out, literally. But the Hermit, different from the Hangman and the Hermit. The Hangman is like, you would say that it's more like not really sad, and the Hermit is a person who's like sad, or can be sad, or can be someone that is like going through the dark night of the soul. It's like a darker energy, I'll say. The Hermit is like someone going through the dark night of the soul, where realizing a lot of things. They could be realizing a lot of negative things about themselves. They could be realizing that, and they're just holding hope. They could be going through depression. They just having hope that they want to survive this, and they're hoping that one day they're gonna survive this, or they're gonna reach any land that they want to reach. They could be like going through, like they're walking in a maze, or they're walking in a dark place where they only have this light that they see. It could be this light, could be this just tiny hope that they haven't, okay, and they're seeing, and they just keeping it in front of their face while they're walking in the darkness, and they're like, one day gonna be all better. One day I'm just gonna walk and wake up and then just find like an island, or find anything like an oasis or anything like that for myself, right? So I do feel like that. Also, you can see like the Hermit is constantly taking action. So you can see the wand. As we spoke about those energies, and I'm gonna tell you in details. Wand's energy always represent fire signs, and always represent actions, okay, and fire signs. So you can notice every time you look at a card. Maybe you're not gonna notice the wand. Maybe you're gonna notice the wand. Whatever you notice, but he's holding the wand. But constantly while he's walking, he's trying to hold the wand to kind of walk and know the way. So maybe he's so focused on himself or herself, or this person is very focused on themselves, whatever gender you want to read. But in this case, this is a man here, so he's so focused on himself, right, and holding the wand. And it could be like he cannot take any more action. Like the only action that he can take is like to make himself stable at this time. So it's a person who's like in a timeout, but it's a different timeout. It's like where it's trying to know what's right, or it could be like knowing that they're getting wisdom. As you can see, like the beer here, like getting wisdom, or they're trying to understand something, or they're going through it right now, or they're regretting something. In most cases, like whatever like you're asking about. So if you see the Hermit, sometime it means like someone literally ghosted you or doesn't want to talk to you. Also, it could be, so every time it depends on the question. When you look at the cards can tell you a different story, right? But in this similar energy of like this darkness going on and stuff like that, or like walking, and it could be this person just got the comfort with themselves, and they, for sometimes, like it could be that this person literally, they're just comfortable with themselves right now, and they don't want anybody in. So because they have the warmth with themselves, and they're walking and they're fine with it. So something like that. We got the Devil card. Always the Devil always speak about like obsession, something toxic. It could be also like a relationship where this relationship is karmic, or some of you can explain, like some people explains like a very obsessive love energy, and I don't see it like as negative, this card, literally. So it's like an extreme thing of the lover. So you know the lover card, is this an extreme card of the lover? Those people are very bound to each other. Also can a lot of times speaks about an extreme thing, like an extreme thing, whatever the question you ask. Could be an obsessive energy, an extreme obsession, an extreme thing, an extreme alcoholism, an extreme something. It can be like something like just very bound with this energy. They're very bound to it. It also speaks like about voodoo. It can be speaks like something. A voodoo is like, as I spoke in the beginning in the intro, about like some energies control you and you don't let it control you, and you need to associate spirit from like the spirit and the demons and other diseased persons or souls, and you can differentiate the souls later on. This is the thing, like the voodoo is like that, this energy that controls you, that is like it becomes this energy that kind of mislead you to something. It can be something that they cannot like ignore. They cannot ignore you. They cannot ignore this energy. Kind of speaks about those people are very in love with each other and they just cannot escape this relationship. Whatever the case, but it's like an extreme thing of like obsession. And some people say that this card is like a Scorpio, but I would say like it's a fire sign as well. But it represents a Capricorn mostly. The devil always represents a Capricorn or someone like the Capricorn energy, so you can read it as a Capricorn energy as well. But it's like an extreme something. It could be an extreme obsession of like making something like a Capricorn, where like they're so focused on money or something like that. And it can be speaking about anything extreme. As I said, we got the star. A lot of people love the star card. It kind of represents the Aquarius, or represent Aquarius energy. So Aquarius energy is an air energy, so it kind of speaks about air energy, but you can see a lot of water here. But this is the major arcana, so it would not just it can represent a zodiac sign, but it represents a lot of things, like the major things in life. So the star sign is always speaks about, like, you can read it in Aquarius energy, or you can read it in like a star, like wishing on a star. A lot of people say that it's like wishing on a star. It's like a dream comes true, wishing on a star, like being very positive with who you are, feeling balanced. It could be because this woman's like pouring water in both sides, or pouring water, taking water, and she looks so comfortable. It could be happiness, it could be truth coming in, it could be like whatever. You could be very dreamy. You could be speaking about you're very dreamy, or this person is very dreamy, or very like imagining things, or like they're very like thinking too much, or like they could be living in la la land. It could be like just wishing something, or it could be also speaking about like something about stuff, as I said, like this wish is coming true, or something about the star, or something like that. It is like, it speaks a lot about like very connecting to a dream, or a star, or like a thought, or manifesting an energy like that, or manifesting a thought. Also like an Aquarius, like you're thinking about like an Aquarius is like you're thinking very logical, maybe to a point where like you're manifesting something, you're focusing on your dream or something like that. So every time you look at a card, let the card speak to you, okay? We got the High Priestess. I cannot speak. Priestess. A lot of time people say this is like a psychic. This is a highly intuitive person. She's a psychic. She's a highly intuitive person. So it speaks about highly like intuitive person, but someone who's like could know a secret about you. Also could be hiding a secret, because it's like speaking about psychic, she knows a lot of things, okay? So this person could be also hiding something, or it could be knowing something, or it could be a call that you should use your intuition. As I said, it depends on the question, it depends on how you look at a card, and let the card speak to you. Every time you look at it, you let the card speak to you. But also you can see different things every time. Like you can notice that there's like a moon here, and then you can notice that it cries. It could be a religious person, it could be speaking about religion, because we can, there's a fruit there, or the chocolate trees, or whatever. Like, can speak about growth. This person got a lot of things, or it speaks about this person understand a lot of things, or they could have hidden talents or hidden things, or it speaks about this person knowing they're very balanced. Like I see the black and the white here, where this person know the energies, or know that they're very balanced, or they know how to balance themselves, or they know what they want, okay? And also this is how sometimes it can be like, if it's in a negative way, it can be speaking about this person is hiding a secret from you, or they already know what they want, but maybe you don't know what they want, and maybe they know that you don't, like they have an action that they want to take, or just this person feels like you, and you know things that you're not saying, or something like that, right? Whatever you see, let the card speak to you every time, okay? I'm doing my coffee, and then we start with the other 5 cards. So we got the hierophant and we got the emperor, the empress together. I like that. The sun and the death. The hierophant is always like, you can see people saying like someone who's wise, a teacher, a mentor, someone who teaches things. And a lot of time this card can speak someone like a mentor in a higher position or teaches things. It's not speaking about a person. It can speak about the energy of higher position. Someone teaches things. Whatever the question you ask, again, like focus on the question that you're asking. And if you got confused, you can know the meaning of this card, and then it might guide you to see what's on the card and what this card telling you. Every time you look at the card, you can see different things, but each card is a key for a different energy. So it's like when you look at it, it can be a key to guide you to certain things. And then we're going to speak about how to read a lot of things about from one card. So it can speak a different thing, like this card. So but there's a key, open key here that spirit wants you, like they want to take your focus to what they're saying. They give you the first word, and then you listen to them, and you start listening to them. You basically, it's a guide to hear their voice, right? So the hierophant speaks about a mentor, a teacher. It can speak about like a court thing, a law thing, a judge thingy, like we can see like a mentor. The hierophant is like a school. It can speak about university, school, or something like that, a house of law, right? And you can like see those like pictures. This tarot deck is like original, and it's coming from a very long century. So the pictures, and you can like, if you got confused, those pictures are coming from a long time. So you can see that this guy is like a priest or something, or maybe it was a mentor before. I think it's a priest or something like that. So it was a mentor, or they go to this person for taking things, or to understanding things, or to whatever thing. So it can speak about religion also, okay? Can speak about religion. It's like before they were associating the religion with some countries, they stole religion with the law. Can speak about a school, somewhere that you go to, you want to learn something, or you want truth, or you want fairness as well. Can speak about religion. Can speak about other things. So whatever the thing. Can speak about languages also. Can speak about different languages, religion, anything about school. So whatever the question they ask and then you can look at it. The emperor is always like, people look at the emperor like, oh my god, Aries energy, and it is Aries energy. I'm an Aries energy, so it's a fire sign mostly. And I love that the empress here and the emperor, they sound cards that they go together and they meant to be coupled. So the empress and the emperor are coupled, like in this is like the card that they're married to each other, like in the tarot basically, and they're like suitable for each other. So some people will be like, oh, we got those two cards together, you're a perfect fit for each other, like, oh my god, look what we got, and something like that. So if you're like reading tarot, but we're speaking about one card only, okay? The emperor here so represent Aries energy. So most people saying like this person is like, could be an arrogant person, a control freak person, or a person who takes energies, take actions really fast, or something like that. A leader, and like a father energy also can give you the emperor, like a father energy, an older person energy, a father energy that takes actions, know what he should do, and maybe a bit controlling, or maybe it's a bit like I'm living it my way, or everybody's like, I say what's going on around this house, or something like that. Or just like an Aries energy. It can be in a positive side, or it can be in a negative side, but this person is a leader, confident person. They can be like very playful, but they're very confident. They know what they want, or something like that, right? I got the Empress card here. So as I said, every time you look at the card, you're going to see something different. Sometimes you're going to notice their feet, sometimes their head, or something like that. But this is a king, right? So they mastered this energy. They're already fixed in whatever they're doing. So if you're gonna see this card and you're gonna address it in a positive way, then you're gonna be like, this person in a positive way, like a positive way in an Aries, they mastered this energy, because this is a king. It's not a beige. We're gonna see the beiges here, like a little boy or a little girl. So whatever you wanna say, boy or girl. But this person's mastered this energy. Like, they're already in this energy. They're very confident, they're very vibrant, they're fiery, they're sexy. They could like, everybody likes them because they could be like, they have this what do you call this, they're very alluring to people, right? And they're very charming to people. But if you go to the negative of it, know that this person is a king. Like, you know how like sometimes they say if someone is negative, like an old person, you cannot change them, it's too late. So if it's a negative, they know they're very fixed on this. Like, they're not like a person, a younger person we can see a beige. They are like a king. Like, they're very fixed on this. Like, they could be very arrogant in extreme way. If it's negative, they could be very controlling, a very, very energy and intense energy, right? Then we got here the Empress. A lot of people say the Empress is like pregnancy, someone very caring, but a lot of times see the Empress, they be like pregnant, you want to be pregnant, or a mother energy, or caring energy, someone very nurturing. A mother energy knows what everybody wants, know how to nurture everybody. Every time, as I said, you're gonna look at the card again and you're gonna see something different, or this card gonna speak an energy to you. But the highlight of the energy is like a mother energy, as someone very cares, like Mother Teresa or whatever. Like, she's very caring, she's very charming, she's very powerful. She knows what everybody wants, and she is very confident with who she is, and she knows what she wants to be. She's just very comfortable in her life, and she's so happy, right? So we got the sun sign here. The sun sign, sorry, it's like every time you look at the sun, it represents a fire energy. I think it's also, a lot of people say that it's a Leo. The sun, it represents a Leo as well, but to me, like, it's always say a yes. The sun sign is say a yes. It's like if you're gonna ask a yes or no, gonna come to that, but always say a yes, okay? And the death say a no. It's funny how spirit laid the card together, like they go together. And no, this is a yes. It's kind of like the opposite of this sun is here, but as I said, like, it can be like this and it can be the opposite. It's not really we're gonna get into this. It can also mean a lot of things, but the sun means a yes. It means happiness. It means, like, look at the child, the joy of a child. Like, he's happy, like this child is very happy, very joyful, got no care. Some kind of happiness gonna happen. It can be like you're gonna have a child soon, because there's children here, like a child here. So it represents someone very happy, very like joyful, very proud, just fun, a fun energy. The sun is like, just in total, is a fun energy, a happy energy. It's always positive. So if it's like it speaks about something negative, it could be like, if you saw this card and this time when you look at the sun, you'll be like, I feel like it's negative this time, then it means maybe spirit are saying that this person is not gonna bring you the happiness, it's gonna take your joy away, right? Of this thing. So again, let the card speak to you. The first thing that you see in the card, you're gonna see something, but this card highlights something. So if you feel negative and you look at the card, and then you're gonna be like, why I feel negative? Then it's mean not happiness, not joy, not a yes, or something like that. So let the card speak to you. And when you get confused, go to the original meaning of the card. The original meaning of the card that you need to understand. When you look at card, they are energy. So we're speaking about the energy of it. We're not speaking about those words that's supposed to be the words of it. We're speaking about the energy of the card. Care, something like that. Here, happiness, joy, the energy of anything like that associated to it. Any words that can associate this energy, right? So death. It's a no. Every time people see death, it's like a no, a no, a no, a no. It represents also a Scorpio. In sexual reading, a lot of sexual reading can be like, woo, death card is a Scorpio energy, very kinky, very like, oh my god, I like sex, or something like that. It represent, a lot of time represent a Scorpio energy, or represent someone who just want to do it or die. Anything that will become associated to death, and can be associated to a Scorpio sign. So it might like lead you to like something like a no, a death, or it can sometimes you look at it and you come to a Scorpio person energy, and then it kind of make you think of something. Every time you're gonna look at it, you're gonna look at something different, right? But this is exactly what the death means. It means something is just change, and also something comes to an end in your life, or at the end of a cycle. It's like an end of a cycle, like this war is over, death is there, but death wins, so there's a rebirth gonna happen after that, cleaning the mess. It's like just something just happened, like the mess is still there, like a breakup or something like that, right? Let's see. We got 6 cards. The last card is gonna be 6 cards. So for the major for today, so the Chariot. A lot of people look at the Chariot, like, and right away the energy that gives you a pursue something going fast, something going, and knowing, like a person knowing what decision that they're gonna take. They already know the bad and the good, or something like that, because you can see the black and the white here, and this person going really fast, knowing how to control both energies, knowing how to control the black energy and the white energy, and going really fast. Like, it's an old thing, like just see an old vintage movie, like basically this is a Ferrari car, right? And this person knows how to drive it. And even though that this Ferrari got like whatever key here, bad and good, know how to master how to drive an airplane. Basically, this person like just master this. Okay, this is the energy that the Chariot give people, like a pursue, or you sometimes needs to be pursuing that. Also, the Chariot represent a healthcare, or also something about health or something like that, because of the sign. A lot of the time I notice a lot of people look at this card, also get the energy of like a medicine, something, a medical things, a doctor or something like that, and also about fitness or diet, because it looks like she's like wearing that. And also it happens that this card came in a lot of readings that it speaks about that, or taking actions in general, that you need to take actions, or this person gonna take actions towards you, or this person, or you need to take actions, or you need to go pursue medical help, or you need to focus on your diet, or focus on your dreams, or something like that. Okay. And also, as I said, let the card speak to you, and it depends on the question. Every time you look at the card, you let the card speak to you. It can explain about also someone who's like from a different background, culture, because this person's like moving from like, and we moderate it entire because we live in different century, right? So it kind of speaks about a person who like got multicultural background and knows a lot, because got different colors here. So a lot of times like that, and you can see like it's like it looks like from different cities here. Can be speaking about something getting mixed together, mixed cultures, or speaking about someone who's like knows the good in both worlds, or something like that, or you need to do that. So it depends on the question. Every time I look at the card, it can represent something, can represent that you need to be in this energy, can represent that this energy is speaking about something. Whatever you look at the card, whether it's positive or negative. Okay. But the Chariot is like a driver, let's say, and he knows how to drive, or this person knows where they're gonna go, they know the road, they knows where they're gonna be, or something like that. Okay, this is the Chariot. So it's like a person who knows where to go, or fast, and it's not just taking like small actions, they just taking fast action. Major Arcana is speaking about big intense energy, they're not like tiny energy. So it's like the major is like the Chariot is like a movement, or something, like someone who knows how to move, and their energy is like they mastered this energy of like moving and knowing how to move with these two energies, or they master the good and bad in them. Okay. The Fool. Every time people look at the Fool, and so wait, we're saying something else here I want me to say to you. Also, this person is like very focused, they know where their happiness is, they could also know where their happiness is, and it's kind of like they don't mind, they know how to balance themselves to be happy, because you can see the crown of the star here, also all the stars on top of them. So it's a lot of things that you can look at, and every time you're going to highlight something when you look. So it's kind of like they know where their happiness is, and they just kind of like say, it's like when you find your beast and you're happy where you are. Sometimes it speaks about like you just know where you are you happy with that, or this person. Again, it can be like whatever you're asking about. Sometimes it speaks like, sometimes people do the mistake of looking at the Chariot. Yes, this person will take action towards me, something like that. Sometimes it means that this person has taken actions toward their happiness, and their happiness could be not you, something like that. So try to focus on what the card speaks to you. Okay. The Fool, every time people look at the Fool and they be like, this is an Aries energy. It gives you a fire sign, Aries energy. And you can see holding the wand, this person's about to jump. The basic translation of the Fool is taking actions, and this person is not scared of taking actions. They just gonna make themselves, either if it's a negative way, they don't mind making themselves like a fool. They don't mind taking actions and being a fool, or they just not happy. They just can be like, I know it's like it's not happy. It depends. Like, wait, I'm like a lot of translation. So if it's a negative thing, this person can be like a fool, and it could be like a fool where they just got used to taking actions, like doing this thing over and over again. They don't give a fuck about the toxic consequences of it, right? It could be, if someone is like taking actions like that, they could be not happy, they could be depressed, or they could be like, you know how someone is like, let's say, addicted to sex, or sleeping with different people, even though they know that there's a consequences, but they don't mind making themselves like a fool, look like a fool, because they're just like, they don't want to like face the consequences, or they're in denial. But in a positive sense, the Fool always speaks about someone who takes actions, or it could be a need that you need to take action. This person just like knows, like look, holding the flower in their hand. And they got a dog here. The dog speaks in tarot about best friend, a friendship, or something like that. This person is very comfortable, or very peaceful with who they are and what they want, and they know that they're gonna get whatever they want in any place that they are in. It's like this person also is traveler, because they traveling and they holding that thing here, like they're traveling and they're like very peaceful, and they're like taking action, maybe traveling to another city, and they don't mind it, they're not scared. So it could be someone who's like very strong and not scared of taking actions, or if they're gonna take actions, it could be also speaking about a person who, like, if they're gonna take an action, they need to be sure before, because they know themselves. If they're gonna take action, they are fully in. This person is not hesitating about the action. Look at the jump, because they're fully in, right? And this is what the Fool is. They are just like fully in. They don't take small actions, they take big actions. They fully in, they take big decisions, and this is who they are, like. And it depends if it's a positive or a negative translation. The Magician, always a lot of people see a magician as also, it could be a fire sign. They see it as an Aries also. And what else they see it? I think they see it as an Aries. You can see it as different signs. I would say the Magician, because this person manifests in everything. And why the first thing you see why this person is a magician, why they're manifesting a lot of things, because they got everything on the table. They got the water sign, they got the wand, they got everything, every element on earth. They got the water, they got the pentacle, the sword, they got the wand, and they're a magician. But sometimes this can be, if it's a positive thing that speaks about growth, right? And this person manifesting their happiness, and they know what they're manifesting. They manifest everything in their life. It could be a great manifester, they don't even know it. They could be a great manifester where like everything they set their mind on, they manifest it. Whether it's like money, whether it's love, whether it's like an idea that they have, they manifest and they focus. They could be someone who's like a great manifester. They get what they want in life, whether it's like money, love. Even if it doesn't happen right away, they know what they want. So it's like they're waiting for the right thing, and they know that they're gonna get it. It's kind of like they hold in their hand. It's like, I know the universe gonna give me what I want. I know the universe gonna give me that. And this person, most of the time, sometimes, a lot of the time, when the Magician comes, it feels like sometimes the person doesn't know that they are in this energy. So they are manifesting something. Be like, why this thing happening? Because you're manifesting better. It's like, why I have bad relationship? Because you know what you want, and this is what you ask for, and you're gonna get what you want, and the universe gonna give you that, because you are manifesting the right person. And not a lot of people can manifest the right person. They can, but sometimes people get stuck in karmic relationships. Sometimes it's a blessing that we have like bad relationship, because we realize that this relationship is bad. We're not stuck in a karmic cycle, and we're getting what we want. We want the right person. And this is sometimes, most of the time, the Magician, I notice as a psychic, comes when people are not realizing that they are really manifesting that, or they're gonna get something that they want. And the Magician, sometimes in a negative thing, can mean that someone is like a manipulative person, where they're manipulating their emotions, their feelings, they use things to manipulate people. And it could be the liar person or something like that. A magician, like a magician, right? And yeah, that's it. Poof, the tower, the big bang, bang, bang. So it's a bang, it's a big bang, as you see. Poof, right? So the tower is like a big crisis shit happening. Like, see, people are poof. It's like a big event gonna happen. It could be a tower moment, like a shock thing. It could be negative, or a shock, a breakup, like a trauma thing that happened, or like a big fight happened where you go outside and then poof, a big tower moment, just have a car accident, or like you go and you did not realize you went there, and then you went to work, and then you realized that you have a meeting, and you had 3 meetings, and you did not prepare yourself. Like, oh my god, it could be not so bad. It could be like just like something you forgot, that you got tower moment because you forgot your phone inside the house or something. It could be a tower moment as something changed. But in like the common sense of it, like what everybody say, like the original meaning is like, a tower comes to destroy the basic or whatever foundation they have. It was false, it was not there. So the intense energy of it, like what the energy of it, they can translate it on what question it is, but the energy of the tower is like, I wanted to focus on the energy. That's why I'm saying a lot of meanings about it. But the energy is like to destroy something that it's not there. But sometimes people are like, how is like, I saw this card about what the next 24 hours is gonna destroy my life. No, sometimes it's like just a shock. It's like something is not there. or something happened. But the tower is like to destroy a foundation. It could be not real, just to build something new, or for you to be creative, to do something new or to do something different. It could be like a divorce, like a relationship that happened and then poof, a divorce happened, and then towers comes because you built in a house, and you see, you're building a house in a not steady foundation, and at one time this house gonna fall, and then it falls down only because from the universe. Look, and they say it falls down from the universe because they got this storm proof, right? It hits you and hit the crown up, and whatever you build is not real, a fake reality, and then it hit it down and it break down, and then you'll be forced to build it again, and this time you're gonna build it not in this not rocky ground or something like that. It just comes to destroy whatever fake reality that is there. And most of the time tower brings a lot of feelings. Look at the fire in it, and the storm and the shock in it. Okay, then we got the Justice. Justice speaks about Libra sign, like air sign. It speaks about fairness. As you can see, the Justice. This is a queen. I'm guessing. It speaks about this person is very fair. Okay, comes differentiate the truth. Then you got this Libra sign where like it's very fair person, a truthful person. It differentiate. It speaks the truth. It differentiate the bad between the good with the sword. It differentiate, like it cuts the bad and the good. Differentiate what's bad and what's good. Basically, it speaks the truth, and sometimes it just hits the sword and shows people what's the right things, and stop some things from happening. Basically, if things are not fair, be like, this is not, takes actions basically in speaking truth and doing. So sometimes like the Justice speaks about fairness. It could be also speaking about the law that gives you like basically give you the verdict of something, right? And give you the truth of something, or like this is how it needs to happen now. And after a long time of unfairness, it could be comes, because after a long time of unfairness, then you're gonna be coming to this place, right? Because you don't go to a court place unless there's a long term of investigation and stuff like that happen. Then you come here for the right decision to happen. But this person is very powerful because their words, if they say something, it happens. If they say something, this is the truth, this is what it needs to happen, this is the action that I'm gonna take. It comes with fairness. So if it's a positive, if it's a negative thing, it could be the opposite. As I said, it's like it's a not fair person, and this person is not fair, they don't want to do the truth. And it could be if you look at the card and be like, this person trying to lie to you, they're not fair to you, and this person doesn't deserve you, or something like that. If it's in a negative way, if you look at it, or if you look at it in a negative way, let's say you're asking about a person feeling or something like that, you saw that Justice, it means that a breakup gonna happen, or a divorce that is gonna be beneficial for you, or it could be like a divorce that gonna happen, or it could be like this relationship gonna end because it just needs to end. Libra comes and takes decisions, and sometimes things that you don't want it to end. This could be like the Justice gonna happen. It could be like a breakup gonna happen, but you might not like it. After a long time of indecisiveness, someone needs to take action. It could be like that, because the negative side of a Libra is like being indecisive, right? So yeah, then we got the Wheel of Fortune. A lot of people look at the Wheel of Fortune as luck or something changing, because the wheel is turning. The first thing you're gonna hear, like, Wheel of Fortune is the wheel is like turning, is like your luck is changing. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative. This is the thing about the Wheel of Fortune. If you were up here and you were getting a lot of shit, then sometimes things change to be better. And sometimes if you're alive, where like if you take this card and you the first thing energy, like you're reading for someone and you see that, oh, this person, they thought that they got away with something. They're not, because the tables are turning, or now they're gonna get the short end of the stick, or now your life gonna change to the worse, or your life gonna be a struggle. Things are changing, and sometimes not the way that you want it to change. It could be a forceful change from the universe. It could be a forceful good change. It could be a Wheel of Fortune. It could be like something that very nice, like a lucky thing that's gonna happen. Things are changing. It depends on the question that you're asking, and it depends on the energy that you're reading. Let the card speak to you. Things are changing. It could be good luck that you're having. It could be something. And a lot of people look at those as messages, or like you see the angels are like having books or something like that. So whatever you can translate it, I guess. So if you can look at the card and you ask a question and you have just one card, it means that, let's say that you're gonna get a letter of acceptance from university, okay? That things are like gonna change after that, or like the waiting time that it could be a clock, that could be, could be a time, a clock, like it's gonna change, or time, or waiting, or something like that. Okay, so thank you for watching. We finished the major and we're gonna start those others, but in another lesson. I'm gonna take a break and then I'm gonna try to do the second lesson. But I hope you enjoyed it, and bye bye.